All right, Witko, you ready to go outside? Mr. Tasunke. I think Tasunke's ready. What about you, Macha? Oh, Macha's at the door. All right, everybody, let's go. Let's get treats. Come on, buddy. All right, there you go. Hi, Sioux. Baby boy. So it's been cold these last couple of weeks and the ground had frozen, but today it's going to be a little warmer, and with the ground thawing out, making everything wet. Hey, Witko. Hey, Witko. What you doing? Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Where'd Macha go? Oh, there she is. Vroom. Oh, Mr. Tasunke. There you are, buddy. How you doing, huh? How you doing, big boy? Oh, yes, you're a good boy. I know it, yeah. I love this dog. He's the oldest. Witko was a puppy. Now he's the middle one. Macha, oh, she just gets into everything. But not this guy. No, not this guy. So today is all about the tractor. But I'm not doing it alone. These guys are going to stick around with me and hang out, keep me company. What do you think, Witko? All right, so here it is. I'm going to grab some tools and we're going to get started. Tasunke never leaves my side. He is always with me, which I love. He's always been with me like that. When we lived in Chicago and I was still working in the office, he would come to the office with me. That was always a blast. But then COVID hit and we stopped going into the office for a while. He has still been by my side and I love it. Just love him for it. Okay, so what do we have to do to the tractor, you might be asking yourself? Well, it is winter time and we've got to get the chains on the back tires, and in addition to that, we went ahead and purchased some new LEDs that we're going to be mounting on the back of the tractor, because this winter we're going to be using the tractor with the new snowblower to snowblow the road. I need to be able to see at night because right now there's no lights on the tractor. So we're hoping that with these new LEDs that'll give me the lights that I need so that I can snowblow the road. The other thing that we've done, the reason I'm doing this is because I have heard horror stories of tractors with the rear mounted snowblower like the one that we have. I had surgery back in 2017. I had my C4, C5, and C6 all fused. And so I have a hard time already turning my head, all the way around. So I found out that there's actually side view mirrors for tractors. So these are magnetic. There's two big magnets here. And in the case of this one, I just put it right onto the side mount of the bucket. And it seems to work really well. The other side, I couldn't do it the same way because I have this the hydraulic harness. So this one here I was able to just stick on this side of that same mount, and so now I have side view mirrors, and I have been driving with them and it's actually not too bad. They do move pretty easily. I'm not sure, like in heavy wind, if it's going to be a problem, but we're going to find out here this winter. I know just driving around on the road, it's not so bad, but if I tap it or just like touch it, it does move. I mean, it moves really easily, as you can see, but they work. And really all I need to be able to do is see over the back tires here. So we're going to give it a shot. I don't have a problem driving backwards to begin with, so as long as I have my either a rear view mirror or the side mirrors. So I'm not too concerned about it, but we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna find out this winter. So, all right, the first thing that we have to do is put the chains on. In order to put the chains on, I've got to get the tractor out of here, and we're gonna actually park it over in this area here. We're going to get set up with the jack, and then we've got to get this thing jacked up so I can actually get to the tires. So okay, so now that we've got the tractor in position, the next step is I got to get this thing jacked up, and then we're going to let the air out of the tires. Now I'm going to leave a link here up in the corner for the video that we did earlier this year when we removed the chains off the tractor. We're basically going to be doing that same process in reverse. So we're going to jack it up, we're going to let the air pressure out, we're going to install the chains, and then we're going to reinflate the tires. So let's get started. Now, if I tried to put these chains on right now, there's no way that I could get them on because they're just not going to fit. We've got to take some of the air pressure out of here so that the chains will fit. And then once they are on, then we'll go ahead and inflate the tires back up to the recommended tire pressure. Now, because these tires are loaded, I need to put the valve stem up at the top of the rim. So we're just going to turn the tire. So to remove the air, we just pop off the cap and let the air out. Now I do want to be cautious that I don't remove too much air because I don't want the tire to break the bead on the rim. So we let out about 10 psi. We're going to try to see if it'll fit. If it fits, great. If it doesn't, we'll let out a little bit more air, and then we'll continue to do that until we can get the chain on the tire. And there we go. That took a little muscle, and it actually took a lot more air to get out of the tire than I expected. But it's on, so now we're going to fill this tire up. Okay, so this side is done. After a little bit of fighting to get this latch in, we finally got it secured. But we also learned something, and that is I got to get this tire down to 10 psi in order for me to be able to clamp this together. So when we go to do the other side, I'm going to go ahead and just remove the air down to 10 psi, then we'll try and get the chain on. All right, so chains are on, tire pressure is filled, and we're ready to go ahead and bring this thing down, and we're going to start it up and give it a quick drive. Now, unfortunately, the chains that I have are specifically designed for ice and snow, and have these little hooks, not really hooks, but these pieces here to grab the snow. Unlike a normal chain, which would basically just be the chain links, and that's what you would get your grip on, these here have these little studs. Those studs will destroy that lawn unless that lawn is frozen. So now that we have these chains on, we will not be using the tractor unless the ground is frozen from here on out. So yeah, I mean, it is really important for us to maintain the integrity of our lawn, but I do have to give this a test run. So we're going to go ahead and drop it. We're going to go ahead and get it started, and then we're going to give it a test run and see how it drives. All right, let's give it a shot. Okay, so now that we are done with the tires, we've got the chains on it. The next step here is we got to add some LED lights. If I'm going to be using this snowblower this winter, I got to be able to see behind me. And right now, this tractor has no headlights in the back of it. So let's get these guys installed. So it is not getting late, but it is getting dark. So I'm going to try to wrap up as much as I can on this. And then wherever we're at, we'll just stop when it gets too dark and I can't see. And then we'll pick this up in the morning. It's the next day, and unfortunately it's raining. I've got Witko and Macha with me. We're going to go brave the elements. We've got to finish the wiring on the tractor. What's up, baby? You ready to go, Macha? What about you, Witko? All right, let's go. Out in the rain, and there they are. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, everything's wet. Oh, hi, Sue. I don't know if you're gonna like this, but you can go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Mr. Dainty there. Oh. What do we got going on, Macha? She found some nice grass to eat. I don't know why they always eat grass, but they do. Hey, Witko. What are you doing? You're just standing there. Macha's eating grass. Sue. He's so funny when he walks. Shakes his paws. He's not really much of a wet, rainy, snowy cat. He much prefers the sun. All right, Witko. Come on, Sue. Whoa. Off to the garden he goes. Sue really does like the garden. When he comes outside, he spends most of his time out there. I don't really know why. But he likes it, so that's okay with us. If you've been watching our channel, you've probably seen me talk about the Lake Hanbleceya here. This forms every time we get a lot of rain, or in the springtime during the mud season, when the ice begins to melt and the snow melts, that forms. And well, it's still here. I do have a plan to get rid of that, or to at least fix it, but we just don't have the time this year to do it. But we'll see. Hopefully next spring maybe. All right, but for now, we have to get back to the tractor. Yesterday, we did get the wiring and the lights mounted. So I've got to get the wiring finished. So let's do that. I don't have a lot of light in here, but we're gonna talk about something here anyways. So this wiring harness that we got with the light bar and so forth, these lights here are designed to be on the front of your vehicle. Unfortunately, because we did put them on the back of the tractor, the wires are not long enough. So these are the power wires. These are supposed to plug into the battery, but this is as far as they go. And the battery is way up here. So I'm gonna have to get some wire, and we're gonna have to extend these. And then I'm also gonna have to figure out how I want to run the wires and attach it to the tractor so that they are out of the way. So without further ado, let's do that. All right, so the panel has these little cutouts. So I basically just drilled a hole through the cutout, and I'm hoping now that the switch, this guy right here, will fit in that hole. So we're gonna give it a shot. So I wasn't able to get it in there, but not because the hole was too small, but because on the switch it has this little tab here where my nail is. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that off, and I'm hoping that should do it. Okay, so after a little bit of finagling, we did get it to fit, and it's kind of a nice fit. I mean, it was a little bit tough, but you know, made it fit. All right, so now let's go get this puppy installed. All right, after a little bit of wiggling, we finally got the switch in. So it's kind of nice, flush. Looks like it belongs. So the wiring though, holy smokes, man. I have all of this excess wiring here. So I think what I'm gonna do is just coil it up and just stick it up underneath this part here. There seems to be kind of a big opening in here, so we're just gonna zip tie it and shove it up in there. All right, so we've got all the excess wire stuff up into this cavity here. All right, so now we have to mount this relay, and the only place I have found to mount it is right there. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pull this bolt out and see if I can't mount the relay right there. Okay, so this hasn't been easy. There's not a lot of spaces to run these wires, and so it just makes it a little challenging. But here's where we're at. So right here, this is the positive and negative, and I've got to splice into this because the battery's right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these. We're gonna get some new wire on there, and then we'll run it over to the battery, and we'll see where we're at. All right, so we've got the positive and the negative hooked up to the battery. We'll get all this nice and clean here. But first thing we need to do is find out if it works. So fingers crossed, and hopefully it works. Oh man, I am so happy right now. I can't even begin to tell you. Getting these lights on the tractor is just as important as getting the chains on it as well. and getting the side view mirrors. All of these little improvements to the tractor are just going to make snow blowing the road that much easier. I'm really excited that all of this is kind of coming together because snow is coming. I know it's raining right now and it kind of sucks because everything's going to get wet, and then tonight and tomorrow is going to freeze. But having this tractor ready to go, man, I'm so ecstatic right now. I'm just really happy. The next step now is I've got to button everything up. I got to make sure all the wires are tucked away, make sure everything is out of the way from all the moving parts. And then as far as prepping the tractor, we're done. I mean, the last thing I got to do is just put the snow blower on, get it leveled, and we're going to do that tomorrow. Because I'm not going to do that with the rain right now. I'm not doing that. Thanks a lot for sticking around and watching this video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the share button, and we'll see you folks on the next video.